Hello. Listen, if you can hear a fan in the background, I do not care. I'm going to apologize for being able to hear a fan in the background, maybe slightly. I have one in my bedroom going right now, and if you can hear it, sorry. But I turned off the fan that's in my living room, and I turned off my window fan that sucks out hot air and then blows in cool air during the night. So if you can hear my bedroom one, you're just gonna have to deal with it and not. I have two topics that I want to really dive deep into. And I know every time I say I'm very passionate about these, but these ones have a special place in my heart because one of them might take literally the entire episode. So maybe I should just start with that one, and then depending on how much time I have left, do the other one, because this one might just be all one subject. So, that said subject, you know what? Let me pour myself a glass of wine. I'll be right back. Oh, that's a big glass. That's a big glass. All right. I have my wine now. Everything's fine in the world. I drank the Saint Chateau Michelle Riesling. It's superior for those who drink wine and are of age. And one thing I haven't, before I really deep dive, one thing that I haven't talked about at all since I just started this podcast and what I'm about to talk about happened many weeks ago. I turned 22 and I love it. You know, I always see people who are like, 21's the last age where you're like, you love to be that age. The rest of them are pointless until you get to like fucking you can AARP. Is that the like old people thing where you get all like the senior citizen benefits? I think that's what that is. But no, I love being 21 or 22. I did love being 21. That was a very fun age. But I've been 22 for about almost a month now, and it's been great. I love it. Not only because I'm a Taylor Swift fan, but because it is, I don't know, it's a double digit. That's the same number. Obviously, it's a fucking double digit, but it's the same number, and it's just like satisfying to say. And every time I tell people that I'm 22, well, not every time, but sometimes whenever I'm like, oh yeah, I'm 22, they're like, oh, 22, and I'm like, yes, yes. Okay, so another sip real quick. I had a glass with my dinner. And I was going to save this next glass, I don't know, for like another dinner this week because I just finished the bottle. But you know what? I want to drink a glass of wine while I talk to you guys, especially about something that really makes me need a glass of wine, probably something stronger. Today I'm going to talk about kids. So those of you who know me very well know that I fucking hate kids. Like, all I have, and I mean, I have a list of reasons to not have kids. Whenever I was planning on talking about this in whatever episode it is, but I have a list of reasons why. But I really don't even need to look at that list because I just know it off by heart at this point. But I just wanted to have them just in case, I forgot a couple of things. So I've known for a very long time that I don't think I want kids. Like, I feel very passionately that I don't want kids, and obviously that can change. Once again, I'm 22, and I'm single, so it's like, maybe once, I'm married and I'm in love, maybe I'll change my mind. I'm like, oh yeah, but there are just so many negatives, there are so many cons to having a child that I can't see the pros of it. And I get the appeal. I really do. I understand that it's like you and your lover, 50-50 put together. That's exciting. That's something to look forward to for those who have patience. That brings me to my first point. Children require a lot of patience, and I do not have that. I barely have patience for myself whenever I can't get a fucking thought out. So the sheer thought of having something that can't talk for at least 2 years. I don't even, that's the thing. I'm so like, I don't even know whenever they start drinking water. That's the thing. Like, by the time, if I were to ever have kids, I would probably be late 20s, early 30s. And by then, it's like all I've ever done is take care of myself. And then, maybe a cat once I get one. But like, all I know, there's like, kids are so complex. So to stay on topic, they can't talk for like 2 years, I think. Maybe more, maybe less. They can't speak, so they don't know you don't know what they want. So their only way of communicating, except for like like mumbling and speaking just complete gibberish, is crying. Could you imagine if that's how we all communicated? Was just crying? Like, could you imagine if that's what it came to? If we all just cried. If I wanted attention, if I had a boyfriend and I wanted attention, I would just cry. Well, that definitely has happened to me before. Scratch that's happened to me before. But like, I don't see the appeal. And I'll say that more than once throughout this rant. Here's the thing. Going back to not having patience. Yeah, I don't have it. I don't have it for myself. I don't have it for my family whenever I'm with them for more than a week. Like vacations, I'm there for a week and I'm like, all right, I'll see you guys. And at least like, I'll talk to them, but I'm okay with like not physically being there with my family for like a month, because I value alone time so much. And so I can't imagine constantly having just this little whiny thing around me all of the time for at least 17, 18 years. Like, that thing stays with you. And I recently went on a vacation with my dad and stepmom and sisters, and we went to Charleston, South Carolina. And so it was an area where, it's a big family spot. We also were at the beach, and there's nothing more pure but also annoying than children at the beach, because it's like, oh, they're so cute in their cute little swimsuits and their little hats and stuff. Like, I get the appeal. I think they can be so cute. Don't get me wrong. Like, I was a cute baby. And you know what? Like, maybe I'll insert a picture somehow. I don't even know. But I was a very cute child, and I get it. But whenever they're on the beach and they're acting cute, it's not too long into them being on the beach where they're bitching and crying. And then that ruins my time. And I get it that the parents, like, they don't want to be hearing their child cry either, especially kids on planes. Like, I get that their parents, they don't want to hear that as much as you do. I get that. But here's the thing. If we all just stopped having kids, no one would have to deal with the crying on the plane. Ever think of that? Like, exile children. And that's the thing. It might be like, oh, Lily, you're being a little extreme. No, I'm not. Because there are so many good reasons to not have children. Like, let me go to my list real quick. There's someone's car squeaking so bad. It sounds like my first car that I had, 2001 Honda Civic. The real ones know, Sharon. Another thing that is pretty obvious, they are so expensive. And here's the thing, prices of things are only going to go up from here. They might go down. Might. Just a little bit, though. Just a little bit. But besides that, historically, things have only ever gone up. And that's a whole nother podcast episode, is things I don't understand, which is money. We're going to save that one, though. They're expensive, like formula's expensive, toys are expensive, clothes are expensive, and they grow so fucking fast that it's like you buy them clothes and then in a week they're grown out of it. And then it's like, then what do you do? It's like, I'd rather just have a naked baby running around, not like in public, but obviously, but like they just grow out of shit so fast. And it's like, and you know what? This just came into my head. You know how there was the baby boom, like the boomers? What was that, after the war? Whichever war that was, the many that we've had. And everyone just like came home and started fucking. I think that we're going to have a generation of like COVID baby boomers. Everyone in quarantine was just sucking and fucking. There are just so many babies. So many babies. I follow people, and I swear to God, 3/4 of them have all posted about being pregnant and or having a child. Like, why can't we all just either sit and find a new hobby, or, I don't know, read a book, or adopt a cat? Like, there are a lot of cats out there that need houses, and dogs. Why don't we adopt children? Please. I can't. There's people out there that need a home. There's cats that need homes. Why did we need to just do anything but suck and fuck when we were in quarantine? That's all people did. And now we have a whole generation of COVID babies. I know so many babies that are all the same age because everyone was just sucking and fucking during quarantine. I'm so sick of it. Anyways, sorry. Let me take another sip of my wine to maybe relax myself a little bit. I got a little out of hand there. Sorry, guys. They're also really messy. Like, I understand that you teach your children to clean up after themselves and to not write on walls. But here's the thing. There's an age, and I don't know which age it is, nor do I care to know, that they do whatever the fuck they want. And I do that, but I'm also 22 years old. And I'm not, like, shitting on my hand and rubbing it on the walls. My mom is a teacher. So are my two sisters. But my mom and one sister are teachers for, like, younger kids. So, like, kindergarten, first grade, preschool, like, that era. Okay? The stories they tell me, guys, are fucking horrifying. I don't know how they do it. God bless them. Genuinely, any teacher, period, but especially like early childhood teachers, please, next time you see a teacher who teaches younger children, please just give them a hug or a Xanax or both, because the things that my mom and sister tell me about are genuinely my worst nightmare. That is hell on earth. A classroom of 15 to even 26 kids all in your possession in one room. Like, my mom, I don't think, has AC in her classroom right now, and I get it. Listen, guys, if you've listened to the past 2 episodes, or however many this is at this point, you know I don't have AC, and I'm sitting here like dying. Could you imagine having that many children in one room and them just screaming? They're bitching because they want summer vacation, or they don't want to be there, or like, I don't know how she does it. I truly do not know. And that's another thing. They throw up. Another thing. Do you guys, I don't know if this was just like a me thing growing up, but like when I was in elementary school, it was like primarily 2nd, 3rd, and sometimes 4th grade, where kids would just throw up in the middle of class. Like, no warning, no anything. And the thing is that, like, my anxiety started around 2nd grade, and it was from, like, 2nd grade up until, like, a couple years ago, I had an extreme phobia of vomit. And so, like, even in 3rd and 4th grade, like, if there was someone that threw up, like, it was over. I was out. I had to go. Like, there was no way I was staying in that room. Like, I ran away. And they just, like, it's like another thing with, like, impulses. Like, they just do whatever the fuck they want. They just throw up wherever. They draw on the walls. They scream. They bite you. Let's talk about that. I don't want to be bit. Not even by my own blood. Like, they bite. And they don't know how hard they're biting either. They don't have, like, this, like, the self-awareness. And they just bite down on you and think it's okay. Even whenever you, like, tell them no. don't do that. They think it's funny and then keep biting you. Like, that's the thing. Like, they're just dumb. And I understand, yeah, Lily, you were also once a kid once. I get it. But I didn't ask to be a kid. So it's like, why would I want to have a kid whenever I don't enjoy being in the presence of one? I don't know, man. And the thing is that watch me like want to have kids one day. But I really, guys, it's been a long time where I have not wanted kids. And even my whole family and my close friends know that they're just the worst things on the planet, I believe. Going back to whenever I was on vacation, I was in the presence of so many annoying children that I started like having little mental breakdowns at night because I was like, I can't keep doing this. I can't be walking around and trying to relax and enjoy my vacation, walking around in these little expensive overpriced shops with like children running and screaming and crying. They just ruin so much. Going off of how much they ruin your body. Sorry. As in us women. Now, I've talked to my mom about this before, about like how much I hate children. And I've presented her with all of these points before. And she's like, but, you know, like, it's worth it. Like, you just love your child so much you don't care. Like, the pain is all worth it. The suffering, the crying, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, how? And I have internal guilt for all the pain that I've caused my mother, like, as a child. She's like, but it's okay because, like, but that's also just who she is. Like, I don't know. I don't know how she loves kids so much and wants to teach them because it's like, beats me. I cannot relate. God, I'm sweating. I'm getting all fired up. The back of my knees are all dripping. I got a sweat stash. It's hard out here, guys. But I enjoy doing this, so I do suffer a little bit. I'll probably take a break in a little bit and stick my head either in the freezer or in front of my fan. Like I mentioned, yeah, they can't communicate for several years, so they resort to crying, which is actually I would rather them, like, can we not evolve into just being able to do, like, sign language out the wazoo? Like, that would be so much easier. Like, a kid just, like, doing, like, we just figure out this universal, like, sign language for little kids if they can't, like, aren't speaking yet. Like, can we use, like, hand motions? Can we somehow evolve into using hand motions of telling our parents what we want before we can start talking? Like 2 fingers up for food, a pinky up for I just shit myself or pissed myself, and 3 fingers up because I want attention. It's as easy as that. Why can't we just evolve that way? I don't understand. Another thing, and this might seem like, Jesus, Lily, you have... the thing is that this is such, like, a negative, pessimistic thing that I'm talking about right now, because I do understand the happy, positive sides of having a kid. Don't get me wrong, okay? But I don't feel like focusing on those because it's such a short list. They're a burden. And I don't care what parents say. Like, to a certain extent, they are a burden. And I understand that word is extremely, like, negative. But they are a burden to a certain extent. Because it's like, whenever they can't be home by themselves, you and your partner can't be spontaneous. You can't, like, just be like, oh, let's go, I don't know, let's go out. Like, you can't go out. That's the thing. Like, if you want to just, like, go grab a drink at a bar, but you have a 7-year-old at home, you got to find a babysitter. You got to get a neighbor. You got to call your mom or your dad. And if you don't live anywhere close to your parents or any relatives, then you're fucked. It's like, you can't just, like, live your life. You have to now live for your child. And I do want to point out that having a child is an extremely selfless thing. Choosing to have a child. And maybe it's only because I'm 22, but that's a whole different conversation. But I can't fathom it. Like, I enjoy doing things for myself because for so long I didn't. So sue me for wanting to be spontaneous with my future lover. God. They'll also probably be mean to you from the ages of like 10 to 18. Maybe earlier, maybe later. Because I obviously was a child once. And I used to be a raging bitch. And I know I've talked to other people about this, and they also have said, like, I used to be so mean to my mom. I used to be so mean to my parents. And I know a lot of people who still are mean to their parents. But at the end of the day, like, there's going to be a period of time where your kid is going to be, like, having a lot of hormones, a lot of emotions, and they're going to take it out on you. For whatever reason, I don't know. I don't know why we choose to take out all of our anger on our parents whenever our bodies are changing, but I can't deal with that. I don't want my blood being an absolute bitch to me. Okay? I don't want that. Why would I want someone to be mean to me? And there's nothing I can do about it except for, like, understand it. No, I'll take it personally and it will hurt my feelings. And going back to whenever they're younger, kids say whatever the fuck they want. They do what they want and they say what they want. You could be around a kid and have, like, a mole or a pimple on your face. And they'll be like, what is that? What's out on your face? Your teeth are really yellow. Did you know that? Look at your rolls. Like, if you're sitting down, they're like, look at your little stomach rolls. And that makes me want to just kick them in the face. Oh my God. Oh my God. That, and it's like, oh, their parents will be like, don't say that, blah, 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 blah. And then again, they think it's funny, or they just don't give a fuck. That's the thing. Like, kids don't give a fuck. And there's a certain period of your life where it's okay to not give a fuck. Like right now, I don't give a fuck, but I know the limits of not giving a fuck. I'm not going to go up to a random person and be like, yeah, your teeth are really yellow. Or, wow, your thighs are really big. Like, you should work on that. If I said that, oh my God, it would not end well. But if it's a kid, they get this excuse because they don't know better. Well, let's teach them to. Let's teach them to know better. What is, like, why can't they just know, like, oh my God. Like, they just don't know better, and it's always an excuse. Where's my excuse? Why can't I just be a bitch and be like, oh, it's just because she's 22, she's in her 20s. What happened to that excuse? Why is it, like, at what age does it stop being acceptable to, like, of being a absolute raging rude bitch? Because 5-year-olds can get away with it. No problem. They don't know better. What if I don't know better and I'm 22? Ever think about that? Another point. What if they come out ugly? Like, and I know I'm not the only one, where it's like, you see like a baby, even whenever it's like 8 months old, and it's like every baby pretty much out of, like, fresh out the womb is pretty ugly. But even whenever it's, like, grown up a little bit and, like, 1, 2, 3 years old and it's ugly, what the fuck do you do? And I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and it's like, oh no, you would never think your child's ugly. I think I would. Secretly, I feel like the parents that say that, it's like, you wouldn't think your child's ugly, I feel like, no, you're just saying that. Mom, you're just saying that because I'm your daughter. And at one point you probably did think, oh, she's a little weird. Because I see older pictures of myself and she's like, oh my God, you were so cute. No, Mom, no, I wasn't. I had a mouth full of metal. I had acne. I had a giant floral headband on with a pink tutu and plaid Bermuda shorts and a Aeropostale tank top on with Ugg boots. That is not a pretty sight. That is not cute. That is ugly. Okay? Let's not sit here and lie. So again, what if it comes out ugly? Like, then what do? You just deal with it? I don't want to deal with it. I don't know, man. Maybe I need to have a child, like a cat child, and maybe it'll, like, I'll be more nurturing. Like, I'm very maternal with my friends. Like, I love to take care of my friends, and if I am in a relationship, like I love to take care of them. But I don't know, there's something about, like, something that's little and that fully needs my support that I can't get jiggy with. And then no sleep for several years. Let's talk about that. I value sleep so much that it's like, why would I give up the only constant in my life right now? I love a nap. I love sleeping. Why would I give that up? Why would I give that up for several years, guys? Several years. That's just something I don't think I could ever give up. I would need to get, what are those things called? Like a governess in the old days, where like you just constantly have another like woman there during the night shift, a night nurse. I don't know what those things are called. In my last point for this, the world's ending because of global warming. So, and I don't know how long I have, so I don't even know how long a child would have. To get on a more serious note, like genuinely, this world is it's a ticking time bomb, and I don't know how much longer we got. I don't want to bring a kid into the world where it's like, especially this country, sorry, especially in America. Oof, that does not sound good to me. Especially if I have a girl child, that I'm just better off having cats and dogs. I'm all right with that. I can sleep at night knowing that if I just have cats and dogs for the rest of my life, like, I'm okay with that. I just went to go grab a ice pack out of my freezer, and now I have that on the back of my neck, and I feel amazing. I have more energy, ready to go for the next topic. I still feel very passionate about this one, but the whole kids thing, I could go on for another 30 minutes about. But alas, we need to get the show on the road. So I want to bring up the point about trick-or-treating as an adult. Now, I don't understand what the whole taboo is about it. If I can get free candy, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'll put in the whole effort of the costume. I'll go all in. I'll invest in the costume if it means I get a whole pillowcase full of free candy. And I understand, it's for kids, blah, 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 blah. Why? Who made up these rules? I don't want to follow them anymore. I don't want to follow the notion that trick-or-treating is only for children. Because at what age do you stop getting, like, when you get too old to trick-or-treat? Like, I'm trying to think, what is it, like 14, 15, 16? Like, I feel like even then it's like, okay, so what's the point of trick-or-treating? Getting free candy because you can't afford it as a kid, obviously. That's half the battle. And then you get to dress up as, like, your favorite princess or whatever. Okay, but going off the first point, if that's one of the reasons, okay, I can't afford king-size deluxe Kit Kats. That's not in the budget. That is not in the budget for me, and I think we need to talk about it more. What college kid has real money, enough money to just buy a shit ton of candy, full king size? No, I'm going to put my little outfit on. And the thing is, my little outfit, I'm not going to put on like little cat ears and bullshit my way through it. No, if I'm going to trick or treat as an adult, I'm going to go all in. I'll dress up as Batman. I'll do the whole 9 yards. Like, I don't care if it means I'm getting an entire pillowcase. Like, why can't we bring it back? I just want to be able to get, like, I want to hop around. I want a neighborhood hop in like these rich neighborhoods, and I want to get a shit ton of candy and those little Huggies and those popcorn balls. Why is it unacceptable for a 22-year-old to trick or treat? I'm short. I could probably pass, like, if I got a mask on, I could probably pass off as, like, you know, oh, she's like a little old, but like, we'll let her slide. But like, if I were visibly 22, it'd be like, where's the kid you're supposed to be with? Like, do you have like your little sister here with you? No, it's just me. It's just me. Give me my candy. Like, what are they going to do? What's the worst they could do? Deny me my candy? Oh, this is for children. All hell would break loose if someone said that to me. I'd be like, fuck them kids. First of all, we all know that. Fuck them kids. Give me my king size candy bar. Give me my giant crunch bar, please. I want my Huggy. Like, what is so wrong about that? Why can't I trick or treat as an adult? Like, I understand there's societal norms and there's these societal rules, the unwritten rules. Well, I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it, and I just want like a whole pillowcase of candy. And the thing is that I'm at the age where it's like I don't even know any little kids anymore to like, you know, go with and like get their candy. So I think the goal for this Halloween is to trick or treat, but like hide my appearance so people can't tell that I'm a grown person and who could afford candy. Like a 5-year-old can't. A spoiled 5-year-old could. But a normal 5-year-old can't. I can't. That's the thing. Like, let's break that down. I don't know many people my age who can afford an abundance of candy, especially like the good shit too. Like, I can't. So why wouldn't I go around hopping houses and getting free candy? I genuinely don't understand why we stop. I get, you know, okay. I feel like there's a cap off at 25. I really do. And maybe 27. I feel like once you have kids, I feel like once you're married, you're done trick-or-treating. Once you sign that marriage license, you are done. You sign off your will to go trick-or-treating. So for the people who are still not married and don't have a status of being in some form of committed relationship that's legal, I think we still have our right to go trick-or-treating. If you have a ring on your finger, sorry, Charlie. You're not allowed to go trick-or-treating anymore. You signed off that deal whenever you signed your marriage license. Leave it to the rest of us overly grown children to steal candy from adults, okay? Leave it to us. That's our thing now. Those are my 2 rants for today. My hot takes, because if you couldn't tell, I do hate kids. I do, and I'll use that word. That is such a strong word. I don't know, man. I want to say, like, I just strongly dislike children and the idea of children. There are a couple of kids. The thing is that there's kids that, like, know their place. Whenever I was in, going back to whenever I was in Charleston, we were at a restaurant, and I did not even, like, there weren't that many of us in there, and I didn't even know that there was a kid, like, 2 tables over, because it knew its place, and it shut the fuck up, and it didn't make a peep. It was just existing. It wasn't sleeping. It was literally just, like, vibing out. And that's the kid, if I were to ever have a child, that's the kid I want. I just want a kid that's going to vibe out and mind its own business. And I get if it, like, whines a little bit because it's, like, hungry or whatever. Not the screaming, crying, not the temper tantrums. I don't want that. And the thing is that that's just not the reality of it. So, therefore, there's just, the only answer is for me to just not have kids. At least not in any foreseeable future for a very long time. So, yeah, that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. It was kind of negative. So if you're someone who really likes kids, you're probably going to be like, wow, she is the Grinch of children. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being the Grinch when it comes to children. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. If you want, go to Instagram, follow the pod, Argue with the Wall, but the with is a W. You can also subscribe to the YouTube channel where I just post these episodes as well. And I also have a TikTok too. I just kind of post like little clips and stuff on there as well. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next week. Bye.